Help.
Help. After the tone, please select either phone, radio, CD player, climate, or external device.
Radio. Radio.
Device, please.
Radio AM.
Radio.
That's AM.
FM. Frequency, please.
102.7. Yeah, 102.7.
Tune 90.7.
No.
It's pretty tricky.
Is it?
Yeah. The thing is that it's English, right? So if you speak with an English accent, it actually works better.
It responds really well to my voice. I don't know if.
So I'm hoping that they fix that for the American version.
But now that will be it's one of those learning curves. So that will be part of the car till you learn the car and the car learns you, right?
Right. Yeah.
That the visibility is phenomenal in this car. I mean, the greenhouse is just even to the point that I can see through these small uprights. This must add a tremendous amount of rigidity to this car as well.
Let's try this real quick.
Okay.
So you want that on there?
Yeah.
Get the AC rocking in here. Okay, so I haven't called my mom and dad today, so I'm gonna give them a buzz. And
okay.
You can just say hi to my dad.
Turn the radio on.
Well, that's the thing that's cool about it. Is that you got your radio rolling.
It automatically turns the radio off, which is so nice.
You know, you can dial through your car. It's synced up with my phone, so. What's up, man? I'm hanging out with Bobby Likis.
What I can tell, it's early yet, but the steering is really positive.
Bobby, do we have anywhere in town here where you can really test out how it feels, or?
Not really. Not in this middle of the day. There are a couple of we have a couple of racetracks, but areas that we can go. But I can tell a lot about the car just driving down the street here, and then we'll hop on the interstate and see how it feels at speeds.
So yeah, some of the features that sold us on it, there are things like there's a USB plug in this car. You can connect your phone or your MP3 player or whatever.
Your laptop.
Really sweet. Your laptop. It's really nice. All that tech stuff was great.
There's your 6,600 RPM. The limit for your rev limiter. And we're running 60 miles an hour, and it feels like you're running 40. And we're talking about that sweet spot in the engine. I can feel that. We're turning about 30 right now. We're running about 68 miles an hour. Turning about 30. I'm going to say 3,200 RPM. So I would put the torque curve or the sweet spot in this engine somewhere in the low 3,000s to mid 3,000s, and that's allows you to run at highway speeds and maximize the performance and maximize the miles per gallon, and still keep up with traffic and drive through any major cities that you want to go. So it has a great road feel to it. It feels great, feels solid. I like the gauges here.
Yeah, they're nice.
And I like the analog. You know, for a while, manufacturers got into the digits and made all the dash and the clusters into digits. But it's I don't know, it's comforting. It's comfortable to watch a tachometer, an analog tachometer, and are you feeling it, Sherry?
Yeah, I love it.
You feel it come on?
Mm-hmm.
That's the torque curve, and that's the horsepower. So the torque curve comes on at an earlier RPM.
Okay.
And that's for gas mileage. That's where you drive at reasonable speeds. And then the horsepower comes on at higher RPM. So if you're driving to maximize miles per gallon, what you want to do is you want to feel and learn that torque curve and then shift the gears to maintain whatever speed that you want to go. If you want to go faster and still stay in that same engine RPM, then shift to the next higher gear.
Okay.
And then drive for a while in that gear, and then the next, and the next, and the next, and you'll find that you actually can get better gas mileage at 58 miles per hour, given the circumstances and the highway and the conditions, than you would at 45 or equal to. And that way you're keeping up with traffic. You're driving along, tooling along the interstate, and you're enjoying a car that's not only comfortable, but a car that gets you from point A to point B in style and with a secure feeling.
Bobby, how does that compare to other cars? And, I mean, does it feel, that 3,000, it seemed like feels high, but it's a really great speed. Is that different than a lot of other cars?
It is different. For instance, on a V10 a Viper, that engine, it redlines at 6,000 RPM. So anything over 4,000, and it's really working hard, and it's really using a lot of fuel. Now that's the extreme.
Yeah.
A normal four-cylinder engine, and four-cylinder engines like a little higher RPM because number one, they have less cubic inches, but the later model design of camshafts and the lungs of the engine, it's a thing called volumetric efficiency. It's the engine's ability to breathe air in and compress it and produce pressure that ultimately drives the rear wheels. So if you can design an engine so that its sweet spot, its torque curve, is at 3,000 RPM, that may sound like a lot of RPM, but in the big scheme of things, because it's a smaller engine, it's not. Indianapolis engines and the Formula One engines turn 19,000 RPM, which is unheard of, unbelievable.
They sound amazing too.
It does. They do sound amazing. But this car has its own personality. This car, I love the clutch and the shift feel, the shift stick itself. Just the design of the knob has its own personality.
And the panel is really, I kind of like, that's one of the things I love about it too, the panel with the radio and how it's all, the buttons are easy to find. And
it's got amazing design, that's absolutely true. And from a design perspective, I think it looks totally beautiful as a vehicle.
How many miles have you put on this car so far?
We're almost up to 9,000. So we're starting to feel, and we've traveled since traveling across the United States, starting to feel part of our family a little bit, you know. It's one of those cars that it becomes your friend. It feels really close to you. And it's mainly because it's tight, and it feels like it's a big hug in here, you know, a little bit.
Right.
It feels like a sports car in its own way.
I think that's the European flair, and I think that's what's missing in too many cars manufactured and made heretofore in the States. I believe that's why Ford Motor Company has a leg up here, and a great idea with bringing this car. And as we said earlier, we as Americans have been to Europe and seen European cars and said, wow, that's really a neat automobile. And it drives, it has a lot of power, and we know it gets good gas mileage because fuel is so expensive in Italy, as they are in Rome, in countries that it's $6 and $8 a gallon. And well, why don't we bring those cars to the States? And now we are. Ford Motor Company is bringing the Fiesta. You can't believe how many people have asked me, why don't they bring the Fiesta to the United States? When are they going to do that? And now Ford is. Now I think it's a hit.